This is how my stringy, uncut, unshaped locks looked before I cut it. And we got this amazing, beautiful shape. In case you forgot, here's some side-by-sides. You can see that the before had these random stringy bits just hanging off and like ruining my whole vibe. But do not worry, I'm going to show you my entire process for how I got the shape that I got. Here I'm just picking out the random obvious pieces that I see that need to go. This was day one and I was a little scared, I was a little timid, so I just started cutting off like tiny little bits. Yes, those are my dull kitchen scissors. If I had loose natural hair, I would never recommend using these scissors because they can cause split ends, but we got locks now, so we do not care. We are free to use whatever scissors we like as long as they cut. So yeah, here I really thought I did something, you guys. Like I really thought, oh my gosh, look at this trim. But as soon as you turn to the side, like you're gonna see the issues. Like, what is this? Like you can still see all the stringy bits. The back is atrocious. The sides look even worse. Yeah, so this is me a couple days later. I think I had ended up cutting a little bit more off camera that I don't show, but yeah, here I am again. I'm just really evaluating what needs to go and what can stay. Something that really bothered me was when I tilted my head down, you just have all these stringy pieces, and I really hated the way that looked. Like it really bothered me, especially when I'm trying to take pictures for social media or my Instagram or whatever, and then there's like only one angle I can get because if I tilt my head any other angle, it's gonna look stringy, and that really bothers me because I've always had thick hair. When I mean thick, like thick, and I didn't get locks to look like I got stringy hair. No ma'am. So, I resolved to do what I gotta do to get my hair looking right and back to its former glory. And maybe you're wondering why my hair grew out so stringy looking when it started out so full. And the answer is because my hair shrinks at different rates in different spots. So in the front where you see the stringy pieces, that area of my hair never really shrank as much even when I was a loose natural. The curls were just looser. So yeah, that's why there's nothing I could do about it except give myself a real deep cut. So I want to show you a little technique I use because sometimes you may wonder, well, how do you know that you need to cut this piece and it's not just randomly sticking out because it's a bad hair day? So what I would do is I would measure the piece that was sticking out against another lock that was next to it, and if it was obviously longer than the locks next to it, it meant it needed to come off. If it was the same length, it just means it's sticking out that day and it doesn't need to come off. Because I don't want y'all to go in and just like see, oh, this lock is sticking out, cut. No, like just actually be intentional. Don't just start hacking your hair off. Another piece of advice is do not go doing this on starter locks, please. Let your hair fully shrink, let it do what it's gonna do, and then shape it. I know it's gonna be hard because you're gonna have this weird shape, and yeah, I dealt with it. But if you don't wait, you're just going to risk having to cut it all over again after it shrinks again. So here I decided to section my hair because I really needed to see exactly what I was doing in the back, and I wanted to get a nice straight line. And putting it in sections really helps. My goal here is to get the back and the sides to be matched up. Right now, the sides are a lot shorter than the back, and I want that line to be gradual instead of looking kind of like a shelf, if that makes any sense. So I'm just trying to blend it in so that the shape is continuous instead of like short on the sides, long in the back. So I'm just gonna let you see my process of sectioning, freehand cutting, and how I began to blend those two sections. And while you're watching, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have so many informative videos on the DIY microloc journey. And if you have any questions while you're watching this, just drop them in the comments below. So here we are on the end of day 2. Honestly, I think it looks really good, really great here, but the problem is I needed to wait until I fully retightened my hair and washed it to see how it was actually going to fall when everything is straight. And so here I am, I think it's about 2 weeks later. I fully retightened my hair, but I'm noticing that there's some areas on the side that look thin, and this is because of my layers. The top part of my hair is not as long as the rest of it, and so that creates thin looking areas. So the issue is if I just cut the sides, then that's going to make the back longer again, and remember I want those to match up. So what I'm first going to do is I'm just going to cut off a bit more from the back, so that gives me a little bit of room to cut the sides. And my goal is to have top heavy locks. Like, I really like the look where the front and the top is really heavy and long, kind of like a blunt bob almost, and that's my preference. So this is why I'm doing it. You don't have to do this. This is why I'm doing it, because I just like the way that looked. And when we get to the final results at the end, you're going to see what I mean. And also, I know a lot of people choose to let their hair grow out before they do a cut like this. And you know, the reason I decided not to do that is because I don't want to wait 4 years to be comfortable with my hair every day. I just am not comfortable with how it looks, and so it made more sense for me to cut it now in the shape that I like and then let it all grow out in that shape. So I've already finished cutting the back, so now I'm just getting the sides correct. It's so funny because here you can see me clearly struggling, because on the left side, I just could not position my hands and the scissors the way I wanted to cut like I wanted to. So yeah, that's why you see me looking a little bit confused. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying how this looks. Like, I love that I was able to get it pretty straight in the back, and I just think it looks so cute. It was the look that I'm going for. And now I'm just gonna do a few little touch-ups on the side, and we're going to be all set. And then I'm going to let it dry fully so I can see what it's gonna look like once it's shrunk, and then I'll let you guys see the results coming up here. Do you guys see this back? Like, do you see that straight edge and how, like, when I tilt my head, the angles still look good? I'm just enjoying, like, the symmetry, the uniformity. I love it. Like, I do not regret cutting my locks one tiny bit. Ooh, they look so good. This just blesses my soul. And look at that angle, you guys. Okay, so this is when my hair fully dries. It's blunt. Let's be honest. It's real blunt. Not gonna lie, it was a little more blunt than I thought it was gonna be, but I love the fullness. I love how it's gonna grow out in the shape that I like. I just think it looks really cute, and I'm glad I cut it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I know this is not for everyone, so I'd love to hear your comments down below.